It's Jessica here, day 20 of my 100-day meditation journey, and I could not wait to record this video because all this stuff kept coming up that I wanted to share. And what happened was yesterday my body said, you have to get outside, you have to get into nature, and luckily it was beautiful today, which provided a great opportunity. I procrastinated it. I wanted to do it this morning, and I ended up distracting myself with meaningless crap. And I finally just said, "No, we gotta go do this." So what I decided to do was, what I originally wanted to do was go to these woods outside of town and be secluded. But it just got late enough that wasn't going to happen. So I decided I was just gonna walk to a local park here, about a mile and a half away, and sit there for my meditation, and then walk back. And so I did that, and it was interesting. It was a completely different experience than doing it at my home, because sitting out in public pulled my emotions right to the surface immediately, because I'm sitting there thinking about, are there people watching me? And if they are, what are they thinking? Now, I wasn't sitting in full lotus or hugging a tree or something like that. I just sat on a bench and just didn't move. And I was saying, is somebody going to come up and ask if I'm okay? And isn't that weird that if somebody's just sitting there, we think there's something wrong or they're creepy? So right away, I was noticing all this stuff that was coming up, and just allowed it and sat there and thought, if they're watching me, that's okay. And if they ask me if something's wrong, I will tell them no, that I'm just sitting here. So I had just watched, I'm doing a program with Kyle Cease, and watched a video for that. So a lot of this stuff was coming up for me, of more about authenticity and allowing what wants to come through you to emerge. And what I realized is, for me and for all of us, there's so much noise going on in our lives that it is very difficult to discern what is trying to come through. It's difficult to allow what is trying to come through, because not only do we have the noise of the world, what's going on in the world, and usually all that we hear is all the crap, all the danger, all the anger, all the violence. There's the noise of, our community, our family life, our work life, and there's the noise going on inside of our own head of why I'm not good enough, why I can't do this, why I can't do that, that's going to be too hard, I shouldn't do this, I don't do this well enough, why can't I just succeed in this, whatever. That is so much stuff happening around, that what is meant to come through you, what the gift that is trying to be released into the world through you, has no space, zero space to come through. And we add to it with distractions and addictions, which is what I'm doing. And it seems like every time something big is about to emerge from me, then I go straight into the distraction to bring myself back to equilibrium of my old existence. This is trying to emerge, and then when it starts to peek its head through, I pull it back down with distractions and addictions. And it was interesting, because on the way back, I had all these other ideas for my membership group, for all this other stuff that I'm doing. And I literally had this thought about how I present my programs. And anyways, it was a big release, and I got all excited. And something very interesting happened as I was walking back. As I was thinking about that and had this huge aha moment, how I was walking literally changed. Like, my hips loosened and my core loosened up, and I noticed my unconscious noticed the shift, and what I noticed was my unconscious trying to shift me back into stiff walking. And it dawned on me that here was this new level of existence trying to emerge, this new freedom of movement, this new health, this new equilibrium. And unconsciously, I pulled myself back into it. I literally pulled the tension back in. And so that's what I actually noticed, not the initial shift into more freedom, but my unconscious shifting it right back. And I think we do that a lot when something is right there on the surface and about to emerge. We unconsciously contract in some way, whether it's going to those friends that we know will help pull us down because their mind's always in that downward spiral, whether it's going to eat the junk food that we know we're going to feel crappy about ourselves after we eat it, whether it's drowning yourself in 6 hours straight of Netflix, or scrolling through Facebook, or listening to the news, or whatever. So what is the point of all this? The point of all this is, are you giving space to what is trying to emerge from you? Are you putting yourself in a place where you can lessen the noise of the world, of your community, of your mind, that allows the unique amazingness that is trying to come through you? I'm sure that you're seeing bits and pieces of it in your life, just like I am. Like this creativity piece that's emerging. It's like it's oozing through these little leaks, these little pieces, like, making vision boards, creating the books, doing the game that I'm making. But I think that is the tip of the iceberg of this giant something cool and something so perfect for me that is trying to surface. And every time I pick up a distraction or eat a bunch of junk food or whatever it is I do, I'm pushing that right back down. So by giving myself this space with this meditation, I'm allowing what is trying to, that iceberg, to surface. So I have, my ego is freaking out now, because what I'm going to tell you is going to make me accountable to this. Is for the next week, I am cutting all distractions, just cold turkey. Now I'm not intending to do this for eternity, because the distractions in and of themselves are not bad. Netflix isn't bad. Facebook isn't bad. I know they're doing a lot of weird privacy stuff now, but it's not bad. They're not bad. They are an external. They are in and of themselves neutral. It's how we're using them that either serves us or isn't serving us. If I'm checking Facebook every now and then or whatever, that's fine. But right now I'm using it as a crutch to not step into my fullness. And so I'm taking away the crutch. So for the next week, the only time I'm going to be on Facebook is for posting these videos, pretty much, and to update my events. So business purposes only. So after this, I'm going to post on my personal page. If you want to talk to me, you're going to have to do the old-fashioned way. In person, or texting, I guess, is old-fashioned now. And I'm not doing the videos anymore. So no YouTube, no Netflix, no Amazon Prime. Because I want, and if all I do instead is nothing, that's perfect. It's not, don't do this so you can do all this, find all this other work to do. It's, don't do this so you can allow what's trying to come through you to emerge. Now, I know that not everybody can do this. Not everybody's self-employed. Not everybody has the space to say no to the computers. Not every, some of you have got day jobs and have to go to work and have to do all this stuff. But where in your life can you start to give space to what is trying to come through you? Maybe that's sitting for just 5 minutes a day and not doing anything and just allowing what comes up to come up. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next week. This is probably the most excited I've been after a meditation. I'm sure you can't tell at all. And I would like you to make some kind of commitment to yourself as well, because that's what I want to do. Is not only do I want to allow what's trying to emerge from me, but I do this so that I can help you do the same. So what can you do? What's one thing you can do to start to live into your full potential, to start to allow what that iceberg to surface fully, not just a little tip here and there, but that entire iceberg to rise to the surface and be there for the world. So that's it for day 20, I guess. It was a long video, but I was super duper excited. So take care, everybody. I'd like to know what your commitment is. If you want to talk about possible commitments, because there's so many options. It's not doesn't have to be sitting, if that's too big for you right now. So contact me. Put a message down below, or send me. I guess you can't Facebook me, so you can send me an email at jessica@jessicaireland.com. And we can chat about it. If you know me personally, we'll set up a coffee or something. Yeah, I want to start to help you make these commitments to yourself like I'm trying to do for myself. I'm doing this for two reasons. For me, and number two, so I can help others do the same. So let me help you step into your full potential as well, because the more of us who are doing that, the more amazing this whole place is going to be. So everybody take care. I'll see you tomorrow for day 21. Bye-bye.